tell me anything, everything, who people are, any stories that come to mind, whatever you want, and then when you want to flip the page, we can just flip the page and go on to the next one. So let's start over here. And
Okay. That's my mother and father and my grandmother,
okay,
who I never saw, and my dad's two brothers and his wives.
okay. And whereabouts was this taken?
Tell you the truth, I don't know.
Okay.
Because I wasn't here yet.
Okay. And how about these pictures down here?
And this is my mother and father and my sister, Delena and Gertrude,
Okay,
and the same here.
okay.
And that's Gertrude and myself, and this is, I look pretty pouty there.
Where was that? Whose house is that? Is that your house?
No, I'm not sure.
Okay,
I'm not sure where that is, but this is where I lived, and this was out in the sun porch.
okay,
And these are when I was a baby.
okay,
And this was in Belle Isle. This is my uncle.
okay,
And this is myself and my sister, Delena, my mother and father.
mhm,
And me with Gertie's car. And this is Marjorie, who lived with Gertie. And I think that's myself and my dad and Gert and Marjorie
okay,
down here too.
okay,
And that's where I lived,
okay.
in Elmer.
And Elmer?
Hmm.
That looks like you again there.
Yeah, that's with Marjorie.
Okay,
And this is my sister Delena.
okay.
And this was, I think this was Belle Isle.
How old would you say Delena is here?
Hmm?
How old do you think she is in that picture?
Lena? Hmm. She would be in her maybe 20s.
Okay,
And that's Gertie. They were 2 years apart.
okay,
And this is my mother and dad and Lena
yeah,
and myself.
okay,
And that was in Belle Isle, I think. And the same, mother and dad and Richard and Delena.
yeah,
And my mother. And this is my father's sister, Aunt May.
okay,
And can't see who's in the middle there. I think that was my mother and dad.
okay,
My Uncle Tom, and Lena, and my cousin Willard, and myself.
okay. Great.
And that was my neighbor Dorothy,
Yeah,
and that's Dorothy and I think. Yeah. And this was where we lived.
was that the school you went to?
Oh, that was the post office across the road.
In Elmer?
Hmm.
Okay,
And it's still there, but it's not a post office now. And that's Herbie Bancroft, a friend. And is it me? I think so.
okay,
And this was a neighbor's house,
okay,
Bessie Augustine. And I think that's Marjorie and I. And that was in grade 8, I think, when that was taken. I'm not sure about that.
okay,
And my dad, he was a painter.
yeah,
And that was Marjorie.
okay,
And mother and Gertrude and myself. And this was Lena's husband, Alec, and Gertrude. That's when they were married.
okay,
And that's, they were married in Toronto, my mother and dad. And that's my brother. And these are his two boys, Harold and Bud, they call him, but he was Jack.
okay.
And I'm not sure about that, I can't see it. I know that's my dad, but I can't see who that is.
That looks like you.
Is it?
I think so.
Probably. And that's my brother and his wife. And
So,
Little
and
girl
are these
is-
boys still, how old are they now? Are they
well, this one died,
okay,
and the thing is, I haven't seen Harold since our wedding, I guess.
Oh, wow.
And there was a piece in the paper that a lady, a Mills, died,
Yep.
and her husband was Harold Percy Mills.
Okay.
And my brother's name was Percy Kenneth. And I don't know whether to, I found a couple in the phone book, but I don't know whether to phone
Sure.
and see if it's them or if it's possible to find them on the internet.
Yeah.
I don't know. But, and that's my two sisters and my brother.
Okay.
And
That looks like you and.
Marjorie.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is my cousin Kenneth. And there's my dad, paper hanging.
Okay.
And my brother. And the same, my mom and dad and the two
And
girls.
how many years between you and your brother?
18.
18 years.
But
Okay.
he died in 60.
Okay.
1960. In Florida. And this was my aunt and uncle in Buffalo. My mother's brother.
Yeah.
And that was him, I guess. And this is Gertie and Marjorie and a friend of theirs, Flo.
Okay.
And that's my cousin, Bud. He's passed on now
Yep.
too. And this, my mother was, excuse me, my mother was adopted into the Follick family. So this is, and Hannah and Uncle Elvira and their daughter Shirley.
Okay.
She wasn't legally adopted, and they took her. I
Okay.
don't know what the circumstances were. And that's,
That was your
Well, my-
grandmother was?
no, that was my aunt, my aunt.
Oh, your aunt was adopted in that family.
No,
Oh.
my mother was adopted into the Follick family.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and this is my mother's own brother, the other one from Oshawa,
Okay.
and Dorothy and Edna, and his wife, Anna, I think her name was, and they were all gone now.
Okay.
She was 100,
When she passed away?
yeah.
Wow.
She had just turned 100 last year. And Dorothy was either 97 or 98. But he was gone for a long time and then she died.
Okay.
And, no, I think she died first and then him.
Okay.
And that's my mother and dad.
Hmm.
And when I met Lee, he was working for, his name was Cook, Earl Cook. And
Okay.
that was his wife. And she and I worked together in the Salrate store.
In what store?
In the Salrate, it was a 5 to 10,
Oh, okay.
15-cent store.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure about that. At the parade, I think,
Yeah.
of some kind. But I'm not sure where it was.
Okay.
And this was when my uncle Rolly,
Yep.
his wife died, and he married again, and that was their wedding.
Okay.
And this is my aunt Hannah and Uncle Vera,
Okay.
and there's Uncle Rolly and Lily.
Yep.
This was their wedding. Just pictures of them. I wasn't at the wedding, but. And when we were married and lived on English Street, we lived in an apartment on the ground floor,
Mm-hmm.
and Mrs. Armstrong and her son Bruce lived upstairs. And he was at that time going with this girl, Lonnie. That's Lonnie and Bruce.
Okay.
And she had a class, she taught guitar.
Very good.
And when they were married, I played their wedding march,
Oh,
their
okay.
music.
Nice.
Yeah. And this is the girl that I took music from. Where is she? Right there, I think. And this was her class.
Mm-hmm.
And when she got married, we had a shower. I think that's probably Marjorie and Gertie.
Is this when they started to introduce color in the pictures?
Yeah.
What year was that around, you know?
Oh, God. I don't really know. And that's me, and this is Flo. I got acquainted with her when I went to Toronto. She and I used to go downtown,
Oh yeah.
down in the city,
Okay.
and we went to Casaloma one time,
Yeah.
and I think it was Casaloma. And coming down the stairs, I lost the heel off my shoe. So I went to a garage, get it put on. This is a cousin of Lee's who was in the army.
Okay.
Or no, is that Army or Air Force?
I think Air Force.
Yeah. And this is one of Lee's cousins,
Okay.
Iva. And her mother and dad had a lot of children, and these are some of them with their families.
Yep.
And, you know, they all had a lot of
Mhm.
family. Now imagine most of them are gone. That's Flo, I guess. Flo and her baby, her little girl.
Okay.
And this is where my sister lived in Elmer until she died. And
That's you on the right.
yeah, and Marge, I guess. Is it Marge?
I think so.
Verdi, one of them. That's what most of these are, I think.
And what city was this? This in Elmer?
Well, this one was in Aylmer, but I think that one was in New Toronto, where Gertie and Marjorie and two other girls lived.
Okay.
That was in New Toronto. And my dad. And that's my brother.
Yeah.
And
There's you there.
yeah, and Marjorie and me and my dad. I'm not sure about that. Oh, that was the lady that kept house for us.
Okay.
And then Lena now. That was after my mother passed away.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I don't know where these were taken, to tell you the truth.
Okay.
And that's Harold and my brother. That's the one I wonder if he's in London now.
Hmm.
But, and that's me. And these are, that's Marjorie. And
Looks like your dad. That's you, the third person.
yeah. That's Lena and Marjorie and why can't we? Marjorie and Marjorie's down here and Harold. Gertie. Gertie and I think that's Dad. That could be my brother. Could be. And the lady across the road from Lena used to help her with her housework, and this was her son.
Okay.
Yeah, and those are the same. Yeah, I think that's my dad. Oh, these are when I worked at the store. And we were down to Port Stanley for a picnic, and that was the lady I worked for. And these are girls I worked with.
Yep.
All these. And she was my bridesmaid,
Okay.
the wedding. Yeah, these were all Port Stanley. And these are all girls I worked with in the Celebrate store.
Yep. Okay.
And there was a Halloween party at the church, so I borrowed this from Lena's, well, it would be her husband's niece,
Okay.
this outfit. Is that the same? Or?
There are. Looks like you're. I can't remember. There's two people there.
Oh, that's the lady's sister that I borrowed this from.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the two ladies lived together. And then that's a friend. No, that's me
Yep.
and my dad.
Okay.
Yeah. And this was Agnes, you know, Cyril's
Yep.
wife, and she was my maid of honor. And there's Agnes, my bridesmaid. And this is the first picture Lee and I had taken.
And how old are you guys there?
Well, I was 22. Lee was, he was 30, I guess.
Okay.
And that was the wedding. And that's where we lived after we were married on English Street.
Okay.
And we lived downstairs.
And where's
Bruce
that?
and his mother lived upstairs.
What
in
city?
London.
In London.
Mhm.
What street was that? Agnes Street? English?
English.
English Street.
Yeah.
Is that house still around?
Yeah, I think so. And that's the same house. That was my sister Lena. And Lena and Marion came out. And that's Katie and Andy, Lee's sister.
Yep.
And look at the snow we had
Wow.
then.
Yeah.
That's my brother. Oh, who's that? That's my brother Lee.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my brother. And Lee.
Yep.
And this is Lena. That's at her house. These were up in London, I think. In her apartment. We had a front door and a side door too.
Yeah.
And that was my brother and his and Harold.
Okay.
And that's Agnes and Cyril and Lee. I think it's Lee. Agnes or Cyril's in the home in Elmer. Of course, Agnes passed away. That's at our house. And Dad had a sign out for advertising because he was a painter and paper hanger, and he sold paper. And that's Lee's cousin that was in the army.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And that's Agnes and Cyril. And Marg and Bob, that's her. I don't know, we were on a picnic. We went to Marg and Bob's, the six of us, or the four of us, and then we went on a picnic. And that's Agnes and Cyril, and this is a bunch of us. And they're, well, Cyril's still living. Cyril and I are the only ones that left, I guess. These are all picnics. Yeah.
Okay.
Cyril's just turned 92,
Wow.
and that's Lee's cousin too. He's gone now too. And these was the ones that we were at the picnic and that.
Yep.
But I don't know, I think that was Marg's house in Elmer,
Okay.
in the country. Now these are the four that lived together in Neutron and worked together.
Okay.
And that was a friend of mine from London. She used to visit next door,
Yep.
and she'd come down and we'd play together. She's gone too. And this is my cousin's adopted daughter.
Okay.
And there's when she was married.
Yep.
I think that's Mark and Bob. And this was at a, this must have been at a picnic too. And Agnes and I with some kittens.
Nice.
And that's the apartment where we lived on English Street.
Yep.
And that was at my sister's. Now these are some of Lee's family. That's his, that's Lee and his mother. And I can't see him, and Katie and Lena. And I think that's the one my brother married. He divorced and then he married again.
Okay.
And I imagine that was Harold, and I don't know if that's the girl that he went with, but I don't think it's the one that was in the paper.
Okay.
They're there,
Yeah.
and they went to Florida. And this is this person, Lonnie, that she taught guitar when they were married. And this girl was my neighbor. She stood up with them. And then when we moved down English Street, she was down the street. And that's my dad and he was married again. I think that's Reno. I think.
That looks like, no, that's
Or
like
does it-
one of his buddies. Or, that looks like two men.
Does it look like the man? Oh,
I can't tell.
maybe that's my brother, maybe. Could be. And this was in London at her apartment. And that's my dad and his wife. Yeah, they're there. They were married 6 years and he died. And this is Lonnie and Bruce
Okay.
with their first baby.
Yeah.
And that was the dress I had on it there to play the wedding music.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's their wedding.
Okay.
And this was my brother and his first wife.
Okay.
And these are the two boys. And this is another one that I played the music for, Mark and Bob and her sister. And it was on their farm. And I wore the same dress. And that was their mother and father. And her sister stood up with them. I can't believe all these people are gone. Well, her sister's still living. Oh, that was up at Bayfield. We went up to for a week for a holiday,
Yeah.
and we used to go down there quite a bit. I think it's the old, does it say the old fort?
Yep.
Yeah, we used to go there. So, and we had a canvas cabin, and it was hot in the daytime and cold at night.
I bet.
And then in the morning, the sun would come out and he'd just roast. That's Leanne beat.
Yeah.
And this was Andy's brother, and he had fishing, and he had a little boat he gave us to go out. But we never caught anything.
Sure.
I don't know who that is. But this was all Bayfield
Nice.
up here too, and Lee's mother and father are buried at Bayfield.
Okay.
And this is, I guess we rode on this fishing boat one time. And that's the steps now. I don't know if they still have them at Bayfield. I haven't been up there for years. They went down to the beach. And this is in Elmer. It was one Armistice Day, I think. If I remember correctly.
Okay.
And this little boy used to live next door to Andy and Katie. He'd come over all the time. And I think that's Andy and Katie. That's Lee's sister. And he's a cute little fellow. Hi. And that's Lee's cousin, Iva.
Yep.
Iva. And that's her too. And that's Iva and Katie and I, guess. And this is Katie and Andy. And there's the little boy that was next door. This was Lee's mother, and these were friends. This couple are friends. And that was at Port Stanley. This was a brother of the little boy.
Okay.
Katie and Andy never had any children, so they were quite taken up with the little one next door.
A little dog in that picture.
Yeah, oh yeah, we lived down on Sydenham Street upstairs, and the lady had the little dog, and we used to look after her while she was away.
Okay.
Is everything all right?
Yep.
Okay, and that's another cousin of Lee's from, where did they live? Kitchener,
Okay.
but they're gone now too. And we were on a picnic. They were up and we went on a picnic with them. And this where Lee's mother was at this home
Mm-hmm.
for a while. And that's Erie and Morley Cook.
Mm-hmm.
And they used to have a drugstore, and Lee stood up with them when they were married. And they used to come down quite a lot. I don't know if she's still living or not. And this was another friend of Lee's. In fact, he was, I think he was an usher at our wedding, and then he married a girl that worked with my sister.
Oh, okay.
And they're both gone now too. And that's Niagara Falls.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but we went with another couple to Falls one time. But there was no color pictures yet then. And I guess we were having a picnic. And this was when they grew tobacco
Yep.
around the country, and we went down with the druggist and his wife, Joyce, and Bill was their last name, Joyce, and John.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that's all tobacco. And these people used to rent our window at Elmer, in
Yep.
the barber shop, with pictures.
Oh, okay.
And they took a lot of the pictures of Lee. Now this is my mother and dad,
Mm-hmm.
and that's Dad and his two sisters,
Yep.
Eva and May, and his brothers, Ron and Emery.
Mm-hmm. Very good.